What's up, everybody? Welcome to Podcast Now. I'm Alex. I'm once again joined by Degenerate, and in this video, we want to talk about the Mass Effect Legendary Edition release date. It was leaked, seemingly. Now, we've gotten a lot of leaks on this game before. I've covered this game more times than I can even count at this point, but it seems like we are not just, we entered a new phase a couple months ago when this game was finally announced, and now we're almost to the end of this road. We have a potential actual release date where we can actually play this game. So very, very exciting. I'm going to read where it came from. We'll talk about if we believe if it's true or not, and we'll just we'll wrap it up kind of by just talking about our anticipation for this game. Before I get too far into it, as always, make sure you guys are subscribed to this channel. Hit the bell icon so you guys know when all these videos go up. If you guys want to subscribe to my second channel as well, it's called Podcast Now Plus. I'll leave a link for it in the description below. And while you're there, Jay, I'm going to put all his stuff there as well. His main channel, his second channel, and his Twitter in the description and in a pinned comment. Amazing, amazing guy. A guy that's very willing to talk about pretty much anything that I even ask him to do. He talks about a ton of different things, so definitely give him a follow. Jay, thank you so much for being on this video with me.
Hey, man, thanks for having me. I'm sorry I'm passing off my stuttering problem to you.
Yes, it's okay. It's okay. So let's go over this. So we have Mass Effect Legendary Edition. This is releases on March 12th, 2021, according to a report by Eurogamer. This comes from IGN. The release date leak comes courtesy of Singapore. You know, in the history of talking about leaks, and especially even with like Mass Effect, places in all of these different areas, and I'm not saying I have anything against Singapore, I'm sure it's a great place, these are normally where you get these kind of leaks. The different Dutch retailers or Australian stuff, this is where you get the best leaks and in Indonesia, that's another one that's a big one, but they have posted that it's going to be coming out in March 12th, or on March 12th. It was spotted by Twitter user Idle Sloth, and it seems like it's pretty darn true. Now, there's not much more you can really go off of, but that March 12th, 2021. Now, one thing I want to quickly say is this makes a lot of sense. We have predicted this technically in the past. Remember, when there was a lot of leaks and rumors about this game leading into it, one of the biggest things was an art book, how the art of Mass Effect, right? Kind of like, the different artists and all the different designers, how they create a book and they say, okay, here's where early sketches and all this different kind of stuff. And it's, the pretty big book, a pretty substantial amount of money to buy it. That book was listed, I believe, second half of March, like March 24th-ish, and that happened before this game was announced. Remember, I made a video on it, and we talked about, okay, this, you normally do the art book probably right after the game, but then there were a lot of leaks and rumors that the Mass Effect would try to come out in October or November, which didn't really make much sense. This makes a lot of sense. If we follow both these leaks, seems like game comes out March 12th, and then 1 to 2 weeks later, we get the book. We get, like, the art of Mass Effect, or whatever the book's called, right? So pretty darn exciting. I mean, this is a game, again, we've been talking about this game for a very long time. I am super, super pumped to play it again. It's one of my favorite gaming trilogies, even though, funny enough, I never played the first one. I did the whole where you make decisions in the beginning of Mass Effect 2 for what Mass Effect 1 did. I did that. But I adore, more than a lot of different things, Mass Effect 2 and 3. So, Jay, do you think that this is real, and are you excited for the game?
Well, yeah, so just to clarify, and this is to ask you, my understanding is that this is the whole trilogy, right? Or is this just the first one?
It's 1 through 3, yeah.
Okay, so that's what I was thinking when I saw this, but I wasn't completely sure. Interesting that Andromeda isn't on here. But, I mean, I guess it's not that old. So I would not be surprised if it's real. The one reservation I have is that as of today when we record this, that's exactly 2 months away.
Yeah.
And what's weird is that we've heard nothing about it, like, officially. Now, that doesn't mean anything.
We got a trailer. There was a teaser trailer.
Right. It's weird how there's not much being said yet.
Yeah.
That's what I don't get about this. It's not to go into Gotham Knights, but it's kind of like that, where it's like a lot of this stuff that's coming out in 2021, we know very little about beyond just, hey, it exists, or hey, it maybe exists. What's interesting with this, though, I suppose, is that this is actually probably going to be a better way to play these on console. I'm sure that PC people can just keep doing what they're doing, but this is nice for console. I mean, it's been years since these games came out. There have been massive, a mass effect of technology increases in that time. I mean, tech now is far beyond what it was when Mass Effect 1 launched, especially.
Yeah. No, I mean this is something I'm really excited for. I think the community is really excited for. It's, yeah, you're right. I mean, for Mass Effect 1, well, it's kind of it's a weird discussion, right? Because when you talk about remaster, it's just a remaster, so it's not a remake. And I know there was like discussion in, the following of Mass Effect where it's like, one really is a candidate, I think, to maybe get a remake one day, or maybe we kind of theorized that maybe they could do it with this, kind of like how Mafia did it, Mafia Definitive Edition, how the first one was a remake and 2 and 3 were remasters. Now I played all of them, and I mean, one was absolutely the standout. And when you think about Mass Effect, it's kind of the same thing where it's like we know how amazing. I think a lot of people know how amazing 2 is. 3, obviously gets bombarded by the ending and stuff like that. But 3 overall was like a terrific game, and especially like how it holds up now and stuff. I mean, and what it did with even the gameplay mechanics was really good. A lot of people forget about Mass Effect 1. A lot of people didn't play the first Mass Effect, which I don't blame them. Again, me myself, I've talked about this game countless times on this channel. I haven't played Mass Effect 1, so I would have liked to see it get a remake. And this is interesting because EA, I actually want to get your thoughts on this, Jay, because we've talked about it before on the channel, but I haven't heard what you think. Now, EA has done, I think in November, they did a Need for Speed remaster, but for the most part, they don't touch remasters. The remastering is a brand new thing for them. I think this is kind of getting their feet wet, where if Mass Effect does good, maybe they do a Dead Space. I'm personally on like a conspiracy where I do think a Dead Space remaster is happening. Do you think this is going to be a lazy, because if it's lazy, people are going to lose their minds. Do you think this is going to be a lazy remaster? Not, no, I mean, we don't, because we don't, like you said, we don't really know much about it. 2 months away. We don't even know officially if that's the date. We haven't seen any gameplay. We haven't seen how the game will look. The trailer looks amazing, but it's just, it's CG. So do you think they maybe could phone it in with this, or do you think that they're going to prove that they can actually do remasters?
Well, I think that my understanding, and I didn't play this, but my understanding is that the Need for Speed Hot Pursuit, I believe, was the remaster that came out for Need for Speed. I think that was generally liked.
Yeah.
Um, it is new for them, yeah. However, we talked about Disney. EA isn't Disney, but I think this is the Disney phenomenon where EA is realizing, oh, we already made these old single player games. Tech has changed. It's actually fairly easy to fix them up, though, especially if you look at stuff like this. I mean, I'm sure that they did more than this, but you could very easily port PC ports of games from 10 years ago straight onto console now with all those settings and be like, hey, you want to play it in, 4K or whatever? Here's a patch. There you go. I mean, there's a lot of stuff like that that's very easy to do. It depends on how lazy you want to be with it. I don't really want remasters that are just super lazy. But the nice thing about, the other side of the coin here with what you said about this not getting a remake, the nice thing is that as long as the remaster looks good and it runs at a good frame rate, I'm hoping 60 FPS at least, even though people keep throwing out 120 FPS numbers and not doing it on
Yeah.
PS5, so I don't even expect that anymore. But I'm thinking 60 FPS 4K. I think this will look great. And that is the nice thing with a remaster is as long as you make it look good, they didn't touch anything in terms of the core mechanics of the game. They can't screw it up, is my point.
Sure.
Anytime you have a remake, you do run that risk of really messing it up. It doesn't happen often where you see it and it's like, oh my gosh, this is horrible. Because usually now they've learned their lesson. They give remakes to companies that know what they're doing, like Bluepoint and stuff. But that is a risk with that sort of thing. So I think it's nice to see a remaster of a beloved series. I think the reason they probably didn't go in on a remake other than money is I don't think Mass Effect can take another brand hit. And
Yeah.
that's why I think that this will be focused on, because after Andromeda, there were questions on whether or not they would even continue the whole
Yeah.
thing. And if for a second, the funny thing is that game is so forgettable that I was trying to remember if I was even saying the right name when I was saying Andromeda. I was like, it's
Is that the name?
Andromeda, isn't it?
Oh my god, yeah, no, I mean that's, well, like you said too. The fact that Andromeda is not in here is actually a little like telling, where it's like we really, and in fact, to the people that are kind of worried, which I do not blame you, if this is going to be kind of like just something to make money really quickly. I mean, it seems like what Jay said is right. Like they are focusing on the brand. They want Mass Effect to look good, and you're right. They're not adding now they are doing all the DLC, all the cut content stuff like that, but people that want a redo of the ending of Mass Effect 3, they're not touching it. And I kind of applaud them for that, by the way, because I have a very controversial opinion on the ending of Mass Effect 3. But, the way they're handling it is actually, I would say, pretty good. You give people what they want. We've already played these games. We know we love them. Sure, we have problems with the ending of Mass Effect 3. It's fine. Just up it. Just up it for, like you said, just up it for consoles right now. And that's kind of all we want. Now, there's not going to be multiplayer, so they took that part out. So it is, some things have actually been removed there. But I'm pumped. I really, really am. I think this is going to give them a lot of confidence. Hopefully, it'll give the team that we know is making the new Mass Effect, hopefully gives them confidence that, like, yeah, you know what? People are still more excited than ever about this game. And it's really cool to see. It's cool to see a franchise that got destroyed as much as it did. But like you said, Andromeda killed it. They literally said, yeah, we're not sure about this franchise. They put it, in fact, I think they even said, like, we're putting it on ice, right? So we're done with it. And then obviously rumors started swirling that, oh no, there's a veteran team in Bioware that's making a new Mass Effect game. Obviously it was shown at the Game Awards. So, but it had to be put away for a while because Andromeda literally murdered the franchise, which is quite funny. And it's very good that it's not having any part to do with this remaster. So, guys, let us know in the comments below. What do you think? Are you pumped for this game? Do you think it's going to be a cheap, kind of remaster cash in? Let us know. As always, make sure you guys are subscribed, have the bell icon turned on so you know all these videos go up. Again, you can go to Jay's stuff. All of his stuff is going to be in the description and the pinned comment. Jay, thank you so much for being on this video with me.
Hey man, thanks for having me. This should be interesting, and hopefully this is successful and good and could lead to some other remasters from maybe companies like Konami, who won't touch their stuff. Konami, come on. So I'm hoping, fingers crossed, that a big budget remaster like this looks good for smaller ones.
Yeah, I'm holding my breath, or I'm pumped for the idea that this could do a Dead Space, this could do a Knights of the Old Republic, which could actually happen just regardless of this. So hopefully this will bring good things. Let us know what you guys think in the comments below, and we will see you all on the next video.